Islam, like any major religion, is comprised of a vast and intricate tapestry of beliefs and practices. These beliefs and practices have evolved over centuries, influenced by various cultures, historical events, and interpretations. It has profoundly shaped the lives of billions across centuries and continents. From the bustling markets of medieval Baghdad to the serene mosques of modern-day Istanbul, Islam's influence is undeniable and far-reaching. However, within this rich tapestry, certain threads warrant a closer, more critical examination. These threads include interpretations of religious texts, the role of tradition, and the impact of cultural practices. This essay aims to do just that. By exploring these aspects, we hope to shed light on the complexities and nuances that often go unnoticed. We will delve into specific aspects of Islam that, when viewed through a contemporary lens, raise questions and spark debate. These aspects include gender roles, interpretations of Sharia law, and the relationship between religion and state. Our purpose is not to denounce or disrespect, but to engage in a thoughtful and nuanced discussion. We aim to approach these topics with sensitivity and respect, acknowledging the diversity of thought within the Muslim community. By understanding these complex issues, we can foster greater understanding and encourage a dialogue about the role of religion in our modern world. This dialogue is essential for building bridges between different communities and promoting mutual respect. This critical analysis is not about dismissing the faith of millions. Instead, it is about recognizing the dynamic nature of religious beliefs and practices and how they adapt to changing social and cultural contexts. It is about acknowledging that even deeply held beliefs should be open to scrutiny and re-evaluation. This process of reflection and critique is vital for personal and collective growth. It is through such critical examination that we grow, learn, and ultimately strengthen our understanding of the world around us. By engaging in this process, we can contribute to a more informed and compassionate society where diverse perspectives are valued and Let's begin with a seemingly simple question. Why are dogs considered unclean in Islam? This belief, while widely held, can appear perplexing to those outside the faith. Dogs, after all, are often viewed as loyal companions and even members of the family in many cultures. In Islam, however, dogs are often seen as ritually impure. This belief stems from various hadiths, which are accounts of the Prophet Muhammad's life and teachings. These hadiths suggest that angels do not enter a house where a dog is present, and that contact with a dog's saliva can invalidate prayer. While there are practical considerations, such as hygiene, interwoven with these beliefs, the perception of dogs as unclean remains a point of contention for many. It highlights the cultural and historical context within which religious beliefs are formed. Furthermore, it begs the question, how do we reconcile traditional beliefs with modern sensibilities and scientific understanding? Beyond the question of dogs, Islam encompasses a variety of cultural practices and restrictions, some of which may seem curious or even illogical to outsiders. One such example is the prohibition of chess in certain interpretations of Islamic law. Chess, a game of strategy and intellect, is often lauded for its ability to sharpen the mind and promote critical thinking. Yet, some Islamic scholars view it as a potential distraction from religious duties and a possible gateway to gambling. This perspective, while rooted in religious tradition, can appear at odds with the value placed on knowledge and intellectual pursuits in other contexts. This example underscores the importance of distinguishing between core religious tenets and cultural interpretations that may evolve over time. It also highlights the potential for conflict when religious beliefs intersect with activities and pursuits embraced by the wider world. Section 4. Questioning the Quran. A stifled pursuit of knowledge? A cornerstone of intellectual growth is the freedom to question, to explore different perspectives, and to engage in critical analysis. This freedom is essential for the development of critical thinking skills and the advancement of knowledge. It allows individuals to challenge existing ideas, propose new theories, and ultimately contribute to the collective understanding of the world. However, in some interpretations of Islam, questioning the Quran is strongly discouraged, if not outright forbidden. This can create an environment where individuals feel hesitant to express their doubts or seek answers to their questions. The fear of being judged or ostracized can lead to a culture of silence, where important discussions are avoided and intellectual curiosity is suppressed. This stance raises concerns about the potential for stifling intellectual curiosity and limiting open inquiry. When individuals are discouraged from questioning, they may miss out on opportunities to deepen their understanding and develop a more nuanced perspective. This can hinder personal growth and limit the ability to engage in meaningful dialogue with others. The Quran is considered by Muslims to be the literal word of God revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. It is a text that holds immense significance and is revered by millions around the world. The teachings of the Quran provide guidance on various aspects of life, from moral conduct to social justice. As such, it holds a sacred and unquestionable status within the faith. This reverence is understandable, as the Quran is seen as a divine revelation that offers wisdom and direction. However, the unquestionable status of the text can sometimes lead to a rigid interpretation that leaves little room for critical engagement or reinterpretation in light of new knowledge and changing contexts. While reverence for one's holy book is understandable, discouraging any form of questioning can create barriers to deeper understanding and critical engagement with the text. Encouraging open dialogue and critical thinking can lead to a more profound appreciation of the Quran's teachings and their relevance to contemporary issues. It can also foster a more inclusive and dynamic religious community that is open to diverse perspectives. This approach can also make it challenging to reconcile faith with evolving scientific knowledge and changing societal values. As science and society progress, new questions and challenges arise that require thoughtful consideration and adaptation. By fostering an environment where questioning is welcomed, individuals can find ways to harmonize their faith with modern advancements and contribute to the broader discourse. When questioning is discouraged, intellectual growth can become stagnant, hindering the ability to engage in meaningful dialogue and adapt to the complexities of the modern world. Encouraging a culture of inquiry and open discussion can lead to a more vibrant and resilient community capable of navigating the challenges of the 21st century while staying true to its core values and beliefs. Section 5. Ethics in the Quran, examining punishments and their implications. This section delves into the complex and often controversial topic of punishments as prescribed in the Quran, exploring their ethical implications and the debates they spark in contemporary society. Another area of contention within Islam revolves around certain ethical teachings found within the Quran, particularly those pertaining to punishment. These teachings have been the subject of intense debate among scholars, religious leaders, and lay people alike. Some verses prescribe harsh penalties for offenses such as theft, which can include the amputation of a hand. This form of punishment is intended to serve as a severe deterrent to potential offenders. Adultery is another offense that carries severe penalties, including stoning. The rationale behind such harsh measures is to uphold moral integrity and social order. These punishments, which can include amputation, are seen by some as a necessary means to maintain justice and deter crime. Stoning and even death are prescribed for certain transgressions, reflecting the gravity with which these offenses are viewed in traditional Islamic jurisprudence. However, these punishments are often seen as cruel and inhumane by contemporary standards. The global human rights community has raised significant concerns about the ethical implications of such severe measures. Proponents of these punishments argue that they are divinely ordained and serve as a deterrent to crime and moral transgressions. They believe that these measures are necessary to maintain social order and moral conduct. They assert that the fear of such severe consequences can prevent individuals from committing crimes, thereby protecting the community as a whole. However, critics point to the inherent brutality of such punishments and their incompatibility with modern notions of human rights and dignity. They argue that these measures violate the fundamental principles of human rights and justice. Critics also highlight the potential for misuse and abuse of these punishments, particularly in regimes where due process and fair trials are not guaranteed. This raises serious ethical and legal concerns. The application of these punishments, often in a manner that disproportionately targets women and marginalized groups, further raises serious ethical concerns. This disparity in the application of justice is a significant point of contention. This debate highlights the challenges of reconciling ancient religious texts with evolving ethical frameworks. It underscores the difficulty of interpreting religious teachings in a way that aligns with contemporary values and human rights standards. The evolution of ethical frameworks over time reflects the changing values and norms of society. This ongoing evolution necessitates a re-examination of traditional interpretations of religious texts. It also underscores the importance of interpreting religious teachings through a lens of compassion, justice, and respect for human rights. This approach can help bridge the gap between traditional religious teachings and modern ethical standards. Ultimately, the goal is to find a balance that honors the core principles of the faith while upholding the dignity and rights of all individuals. This balance is crucial for fostering a just and compassionate society.